What's up, guys? Today we're taking a look at the infamous Nasty Nick obstacle course. This is one of the most well-known obstacle courses in the military and one that every aspiring Green Beret needs to complete at Special Forces Assessment and Selection. And we are going to be using a video from Austin Alexander, who ran the course recently, to walk through it obstacle by obstacle. And I'm going to share a little bit about my experience on it, talk through technique for some of the tougher parts, and break down how you can train for these movements in the gym. Let's get it going.
4, 3, 2, 1, go.
First obstacle, pretty easy.
This is
one.
advanced training when you're already in the Army, but in order to get into the Army, you have to go into basic training. And I've never done any type of basic training challenge for you guys on YouTube. So I'll tell you what, this video hits 200,000 likes, I will go through Army basic training. You guys help me.
All right, guys, you heard him. He's at 14,000 likes. So if we can make a dent on that at all, go head over to his main channel. Big shout out to Austin Alexander. But first obstacle that he comes, well, second obstacle that he comes up to is the rope climb. There's a couple rope climbs throughout it, and the rope climb is often going to be one of the more difficult parts of it. Now, it's tough to see in this angle. It's obviously blocked by the pole.
Help me get there.
He's using a technique called a heel hook. He's not necessarily wrapping his entire foot around it as you would with an S wrap or a J hook, where you would actually get that rope on there. So this technique is super fast. Not necessarily the most, easiest to get a really good bite with for a lot of guys, but it is very fast. The main three techniques that you're going to see for rope climbing is the heel hook, like what he's using, the S wrap, where you wrap your actual leg around it, keeping the rope on the inside, and then the J hook, which is similar to the heel hook. You're just going to get that rope all the way on top of that opposite foot.
Hits 200,000 likes, I will go through Army basic training. You guys help me get there.
So you got to climb up and transition to the other rope.
All the way to the end, right?
Candidate, you have failed to properly negotiate this obstacle. Would you like to try again?
Yes.
See, that's something that gets guys a lot in the obstacle course. I made this mistake multiple times going throughout it myself, but you have to pay attention to detail. They're going to give you very clear instructions on it, and I'm assuming he didn't get a go on this obstacle because he didn't stay on the rope all the way to the end. Once he was close to the ground, he kind of just fell off of it. So if you're going throughout it, especially if you were somebody that kind of struggled with the rope, you're going to be using a lot of energy climbing that rope again unnecessarily. Pay attention to detail.
You failed to complete this obstacle. Would you like to try again?
Yes.
I don't really know. I can't remember why he failed that obstacle. I think you have to keep your arms down and you have to like jump on it without reaching your arm over top. But we'll see what happens. I didn't really show it. Same thing though. When you are going throughout Gate Week, they're going to show you videos on the Nasty Nick. They're not just going to like throw you to the wind with the Nasty Nick. They're going to train you on every individual obstacle. As you're watching those videos, make sure you're paying attention to those small cues, because just like he did, he made a small mistake. Obviously he's very physically capable of achieving that obstacle, but because he made one small mistake with hand placement, he didn't get a go on it. So all of that starts to add up. There's 25 obstacles that you go through, and if you are repeating some of those easier obstacles, you're going to be burning that energy. Most of the obstacles are like this. They're not super hard, but your heart rate's already high, and it's just going to add to that fatigue. So the harder obstacles becoming even harder.
All right, about 147 right now. So I'd like to keep it below about 160. That should be all right.
Probably in zone 2 right now. This one's a little bit awkward. As you can see on this one, the spacing of them is a little bit different. Some of them are super far spaced out. He's a taller guy, so usually taller guys don't really struggle with this one, but guys who are, you know, 5'8" and below, I would say, usually have a little bit tougher time with this because you start getting to those higher rungs. You know, your that anxiety from height starts to kind of creep in, and at that last one that has that really long gap, you kind of have to commit to it. He's a taller, I think he's over 6
Man, this is
foot.
high. It's really high.
Awkward for him.
Is the confidence climbing up and over? I think so. Forgot. All right.
Moving along. This one's pretty easy. The thing I would say with these is you don't want to sandbag it to the point where the cadre think you're, you know, intentionally moving very slow, but you also don't want to sprint to each one or try to haul ass through these. You kind of want to keep that, you know, consistent rhythm, make sure your breathing's under control and pace yourself.
A little moist in here. Nothing too bad.
Get your boots wet, makes the rope climbs a little bit harder to get that bite. When I did the course, it was raining. We had to obviously go through the water. So for me, I sucked at rope climbing when I went through, and that wet boot, you know, the wet, you know, the rain on the ropes made it very, very hard to get that bite. So make sure you're confident with a technique that you're going to be bringing into selection, or maybe two of the techniques in case you need to switch it up.
This obstacle looks easy. This is tough on your hip flexors.
Candidate, you have failed to properly negotiate this obstacle.
I knew it.
Would you like to try again?
Yes.
And that's exactly how the cadre are at selection. Nobody's yelling at you. They're not screaming at you. They just speak very stoically, just like that, and give you an opportunity to go again. So kind of like what he did there. You know, he continued to kick it or something. I didn't see exactly what got him a no-go on it. But, you know, it's very easy to do, and your heart rate is high, just like what he mentioned. Your hip flexors are smoked. So some of these easier obstacles, you know, while they're doable, they just make the other ones a lot harder.
Candidate, you have failed this obstacle. Continue training.
So you can fail an obstacle and still pass the obstacle course. There are a couple like non-negotiable ones, like go, no-go obstacles that if you fail it, you don't make it. I don't remember exactly what those are, but maybe he'll talk about it in here. But there's also a number. So if you fail a certain number of obstacles, then you are a no-go, but you don't have to get every single one.
You guys are seeing this is like a dark hole. So it bends at the top so you can't see. If you have claustrophobia, this obstacle is going to be a tough one for you. Because it is pitch black.
Another rope climb out of it.
What is that? Now we have some light.
All right. I don't remember this part. We have a lower tunnel right here, and we have a higher tunnel. So I'm gonna try to springboard off of the back. Just launch myself in. Ready? 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm in the tunnel. It's a long path out. I've been climbing for like 3 minutes. Probably 100 feet tunnel. Almost to the end though, 20 more feet. It's a long tunnel.
Now, if you notice on this too, I want to go back. Boom. You're in a much tighter space in here. So if you, this is why I say you want to have a couple different techniques. The S-wrap is going to enable you to stay a little bit more upright along with the heel hook. If you're using a kind of like the more CrossFit style aggressive J hook where you're reaching your core up, getting nice and high on that rope, which is great, fantastic technique, super fast. You're not going to be able to really do that in here because you're not going to be able to lean back enough to get your legs high enough. You're going to have really small bites and start smoking out those arms. So being able to do the S-wrap, being able to do the other techniques that enable you to stay a little bit more upright would really help in this obstacle.
Don't touch the yellow.
And you failed to negotiate this off.
He failed that whole obstacle. So he put in all that work, and then you could see at the end he touched the ladder, used the ladder to get up. So you're not able to do that, obviously.
Would you like to try again?
May I ask the reason why?
No.
Use of the ladder is not allowed.
There you go. There's the video that they're going to showing you. Balance. The thing I always say about these balance beams too is you guys have probably done it 100 times. You're walking in a parking lot and you jump up on, you know, the curb or I forget what they're called, but you jump up on the curb and you kind of walk along the curb and there's no issues. This is wider than that curb, so you're able to do it. You have the balance and the capability to do so, but when you get high up, when the cadre are watching, that's when guys start to make mistakes. So one thing, if you are able to get on an obstacle course and get exposure to something like this, do so, or even getting exposure to the balanced, you know, walking on curbs and things like that is a good reminder that when you get into this environment, it's no different. It's no different.
I remember on this one, you drop down, maintain control for a second, and then you touch every single monkey bar.
This is funny. I posted a rope climb video not too long, I guess it was about 6 months ago, and a lot of the comments I saw on it were, I just climbed with my arms. And yeah, that's cool, but at the Nasty Nick obstacle course, you're doing monkey bars, you're going to be climbing stuff, you're going to be climbing other ropes, getting through these, you're going to be smoked already. So do not rely on just your arms alone. I promise you, your grip is going to be smoked, your arms are going to be smoked, and if you don't have solid technique, you will not make it up.
This one's tough because I'm a heavy guy, so it's really a lot of stress on the triceps.
I'm only halfway through the course. 13 obstacles down, and the pain is really starting to set in. Every muscle aches, and I'm feeling the fatigue after 20 minutes of non-stop effort. But I just have to keep moving forward, attacking each new obstacle as it comes. And with obstacle 22 coming up,
This is, for me, this was the hardest obstacle right here. I talked about how it was wet out. I couldn't get a good bite. I sucked at climbing ropes in general. And you can see as you're
attacking each new obstacle as it comes. And with obstacle,
it's attached to the beam that goes across. So you have to get on top of that beam. You're already going to be tired by this point. So if you do not have a good bite with your legs, then when you release your hands to get up on that beam, you start to kind of slip down. I remember I was at the top of this one and I was smoked, and I was like, well, I either, you know, kind of commit to getting up on this beam and throwing my arms up, or I fall to 15, 20 feet that's down below. So, you know, you got to have that solid bite.
Obstacle 22 coming up, I just hope that I can power through it.
We actually had a guy, you know, really good, super physically capable individual, fail the Nasty Nick because he touched the outside of the yellow of the ladder. So if you're walking down this, and even when you're getting onto and off the ladder, if you touch that yellow at any point, you're a no-go on that event. And I do believe, you know, someone correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments if you recently went, but I do believe this is one of the non-negotiable or go, no-go obstacles at Select.
How many of y'all think you can do this whole course? I bet most of you can't.
Drop down in the comments. How many of you guys think you could do this O course right now?
But if you can, let me know. Comment below.
weaver.
This one's tough too.
I remember last time, this is where my heart rate was spiking and I had to take a break. 29 minutes. The pain in my legs from the square weaver.
So in this one, you have to swing underneath one of the beams and then use that momentum and get up over top. One of the big mistakes that guys often make is they'll swing down, they'll lose that momentum, and then they have to fight through every one of these obstacles. But as you swing, be prepared to reach that right leg out into that next obstacle and use that momentum of the swing to get your arm over top.
God.
You got to get that right leg up though. So right here, he has it. He's just got to get that right ankle above that beam right here. So we just got to kick that out and really commit to getting that ankle up before getting the arm up.
God.
Candidate, you failed to complete this obstacle. Would you like to try again?
No.
Candidate, you failed to properly negotiate this obstacle. Wish to try again?
Yes.
I actually don't remember this one.
Candidate, you have failed to properly negotiate this obstacle. Continue to train.
I don't know why. Maybe you have to do it the other way.
Candidate,
I honestly don't know why.
you have failed to properly negotiate this obstacle. Continue to train.
You guys know. Let me know down in the comments.
Oh no. This is the tough one. My
This
heart's
is the obstacle. So I walked up.
I gotta wait till
I was smoked, just like him. I was smoked at this point. And I walked up, and this entire, obstacle course, I was worried about my rope climb the most. And I'm jogging in place. There's a couple guys in front of me. You're not allowed to just stand there. You have to keep jogging in place. And the guy in front of me I had used the S-wrap up to that point, and the guy in front of me used a different technique called the J-hook, and that's the first time I ever saw a J-hook. I tried it out on this obstacle, and I kicked myself for not using it the entire time. But this is the obstacle that took place at.
my heart's palpitating. I gotta wait till it goes back down.
His muscles are screaming at him right now. There's lactic acid building up. That oxygen is going to help putting some oxygen in there.
To get up this rope, it's not too bad, but this is one of the hardest rope climbs in the entire course.
Candidate, you have failed to properly negotiate this obstacle. Do you wish to try again?
No.
Continue to train.
If you're watching out there, this obstacle course is tough. If you're not subscribed yet, quit being a freeloader. Subscribe to the channel. Love you.
Go show him some love, guys. Check out his channel, Austin Alexander.
Man, my heart rate's low, but my body is feeling like terrible. Just hit a mile. We got a quarter mile left.
Candidate, you failed to complete this obstacle. Would you like to try again?
Yes.
I actually am not good at these ones. It's tough to stay on top of the rope for me.
Candidate, you failed this obstacle. Continue to train.
So with this one, you can see oh, dang. So you have to have the crease of your ankle, that front side of your ankle on top of the rope. And that's really what you're using to stay balanced. The biggest thing with this is don't rush these, rope pulls. I've failed this one multiple times. not only here, but other places in the military, because you start getting to the end and you start rushing. And for me, that's usually when it took place. So get nice and square, stable position as you go, and then just take it nice and slow the entire movement. No time limit on this. You just gotta get through it.
And if you fail this obstacle, continue training.
Hopefully I don't shit on you.
All right, you made it, guys. So as you can see, the Nasty Nick obstacle course is a very tough course. It's not easy. It's challenging to get through. You're going to have your heart rate spiked. And even though the obstacles oftentimes look pretty easy, them compounded up and you are running through the entire course makes it very challenging. So what are some of the things that we want to train in the gym to make sure that we can perform in this environment? Number one is going to be that upper body pulling strength, especially the vertical pulling movements. That's going to help us with our rope climbs. That's going to help us getting over those walls that you have to jump. It's going to help us tremendously with a lot of the course. And the best way to do that is by getting good at pull-ups. You do have to pass the pull-ups in the initial PT test at selection, but having a strong, dense, and capable pulling strength is going to be very crucial. And even though it's not like you're climbing a rope every day in the gym, getting the muscle memory, the proprioception, the ability, their neurological drive to improve your pull-ups is going to transfer over to these environments, because you're training your body on how to do it properly. You're training your body on how to brace your core and get through or be able to perform across a wide range of things that you're going to be doing. Next is going to be the work capacity or the conditioning. So as you can see, his heart rate was pretty spiked. The way that we want to do this is by doing circuit style work. So I dropped a video on the channel recently about a carry circuit, but we can use circuit style workouts like that to drive up our work capacity and the ability to do these movements under fatigue, not just when we are nice and fresh. Also, one of the things that gets overlooked quite a bit is hip strength and hip endurance. Obviously, one of the things he mentioned when he was doing the obstacle where he had to bring his legs over the bars is how taxing it was on his hip flexors. If you're just running, rucking, lifting, squatting, deadlifting, etc., those little muscles can often go overlooked. So banded marches are a great one. Airplanes are a great one. Copenhagen side plank, hitting those adductors a little bit, is a great one. And then clamshell side planks as well, hitting that glute medius. In addition to that, we also want to include those athletic style movements. Just lifting weights is not going to be enough. We want to have jumps. We want to have lateral movements. We want to have throws. We want to have athletic movements inside of our plan that's going to transfer into these environments where we have to move a little bit more dynamically. But if you guys got value out of this video, let me know down in the comments what video you'd like me to take a look at next. Drop a like on the channel and then go give some love to Austin Alexander. Much respect for him and what he does over on his channel as well. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one.